I'm going to show you how to turn this into this. Today I'm going to give you some fantastic ideas on how you can set up your planner and make it nice and pretty so that it will be organized for you to use daily. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm taking out some items, but before I get too deep into this, if you love videos like this, make sure you subscribe below and hit the notification button so that you'll be notified when more videos like this one come out. So I'm taking out some of the dividers that I've already made, and if you missed that video, there'll be a link below and above so that you can go and view that. So I took out all the pieces of the puzzle because it just really makes it easier to really dig in and get this done quickly once you have everything that you need. So I have my dividers, my routine cards, my dashboards. I have some graph paper that I use for my weeklies, and I just cut that down and put holes into it. And also I have some sticky notes and some notepads that I've cut down as well. So the first thing I'm doing is putting in the routine cards that I cut down because I like for it to look pretty when I first open up the actual planner. And I put the dashboards in the secretarial pocket as well. And then I have some paper clips. The ones that are the florals and the butterflies, I actually made those, but I decided not to use that flower one. It was just kind of gaudy is the word. So I put in some different ones. So now I'm just going to go step by step and put things in order. Now, as you can see, I took out my old planner as well because I kind of already have things set up the way I want it to be. So I just kind of flip through as I go to make sure I'm setting things up in the order that I would like for it to be as well. Now, I'm not moving everything over just yet, just a few items, because I want to make sure that everything is here so when I get ready to do my weeklies, I will be all ready to go. Now here I'm taking out and at a month at a glance, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when 2018 comes by because I only have these stickies for 2017, but they work out really well. I'm also taking some graph paper out, just enough for 2 weeks, because I'm going to actually be doing another planner setup for Halloween in about 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that as well. Now, I always like to put in some note pages and also sticky notes into each section of the planner. This way, it doesn't matter where I flip to. If I need a piece of nice, clean paper, there's going to be something there for me to write on. So I always pick up these nice little sticky notes from the Dollar Tree, and they always have very nice designs, and I really love this one because it's pink, because this is all about Breast Cancer Awareness Month for this particular setup. That's why you're seeing lots of pink here. And then for the notepads themselves, I use the ones from the Dollar Tree as well, and I cut those down and I just cut the holes with my We Are Memory Keepers hole punch. I love that hole punch. If you haven't seen how to use it, I actually have a video here on the channel as well. Now, one thing I wish I had have done is to really work the binder a bit. And what I mean by that is not completely sitting flat. And I actually had someone who asked me about that. What I usually do is I just gently bend it back and forth until it lays flat. And that's what I mean by working it. Now, you know, my planner would be a planner without putting my routine cards in here. So I made sure that all the routine cards that I have are in their proper spot. And I do that by looking at the planner that I used or I'm using currently. And that way I can make sure everything is right where it needs to be. Also, I am putting on the labels onto the dividers as I go, and I kind of wish I had used my label maker and used the clear tape, but you know, it is what it is, and it doesn't look too shabby, I have to say. So now I'm going to go on to my weeklies, and I only just print out some graph paper. Again, I cut it down to the size I would like to be, and this size is actually 4 by 6.75. And then I usually use like some skinny washi tape to kind of divide the page in the middle, but this time I used this very pretty washi that has some writing on it. So I hope things don't get too busy when I actually do the decorating for the weekly. So this is week 2, and I just kind of used another different type of washi, not as blingy as the first, but I still like it. It's still pink. And then I decided to do a bit of stamping, and I wanted to stamp on not only the day, but the actual date as well. And what had happened was she put the wrong dates on here, you all. I was kind of frustrating. My stamping was not on point for this week, but that's okay, because what she did is she actually took some white out and she straightened everything up. And look, you can hardly tell. And that's a win in my book. So a tip is to have some white out on hand just in case you need to fix something. Nothing is a mistake when you are planning and crafting. That's what I always say. So now I'm going to flip through the whole planner for you, and I slow things up for you just a bit so you can really get a wonderful look at how beautiful and pink and feminine this planner is. And I always like to remind people, if you haven't gone to get your mammogram, ladies, this is the perfect month to go and do that. Most hospitals will do it for less than they would normally do it, and sometimes you can find places that will do it for free, because early detection is the key when it comes to fighting breast cancer. So make sure that you do that. I love how the pink routine cards really stand out as well, and I'm so glad that I used the pink paper in here, because normally I would use white, so this really makes it different. Now, I always say that the current dividers that I make are my favorites, but I think these are my favorites because I've really been learning how to make it have like a finished look, and it's just perfect this time. I love these dividers. And again, you always want to make sure that your planner itself has everything that you need. Now, this one is my on-the-go planner, so I always wanted to make sure that I have my pen in there. I have like some extra paper in here as well. I have everything that I need to look at a glance. And once I do finally do my weekly, mostly all these items will stay the same, and I only have to change only a few things. So the key is doing as much as you can at once, and then you don't have to worry about it later. I love those dollar store notepads, and I just cut them down and they work out just perfectly. So if you love videos like this, please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Also leave a comment below. I would love to know how you are commemorating Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Remember, comments are king here on YouTube, so I would love to hear from you. So with that, I'm going to say love, peace, and hair grease. From your sweet lotus blossom and lovable Lizzie, have a fantabulous day and enjoy life.